medulla densa. They also send the message to what the cells of afferent artery, and they stimulate by production of certain prostaglandins are what nitric acid, and as a result, what more renin is produced. Renin stimulates what angiotensinogen. What angiotensin 1. Angiotensin 1. Okay. I would like to request you to switch off the fan. Well, angiotensinogen is produced by hepatocytes. You can understand what should be the hepatocytes? The cells of liver. Angiotensinogen is converted into what? Angiotensin 1. It's a sort of intermediate. This angiotensin 1 is converted into angiotensin 2 where? In the lungs. In the lungs. Where in the lungs? In the alveoli? No. In the bronchiole? No. In the bronchus? No. In what? The blood vessels. In the blood vessels. That is converted into what? Angiotensin 2. I supposedly have drawn a blood vessel out of the lung like this. In the blood vessel there is what? A group of cells. These cells, they produce a chemical, a protein. That protein convert ATN1 into ATN2. Taken? Okay. This is the chemical which causes actually the constriction of the blood vessels. You know, there is a chemical bradykinin. What? Bradykinin. That causes the vasodilation. Bradykinin causes the vasodilation. So if it is active, what will happen? The action of angiotensin 2 would be utilized. So there would be no more benefit of angiotensin 2. So angiotensin 2 is produced, is formed by this protein. Again, this protein denature what? Bradykinin. So the vasodilation should not occur. Angiotensin 2 causes what? The constriction of the blood vessels, as you have stated in the lower classes as well. Here is what? Suppose this is what here are the receptors. The angiotensin 2 would act here and the systolic pressure would be maintained. But you know, the blood pressure is what? Systolic as well as the diastolic pressure. What about the diastolic pressure? Angiotensin 2 stimulates the cells in what? Hypothalamus. From the hypothalamus, the stimulation comes to what? The posterior pituitary gland. The posterior pituitary gland produces what? ADH. And ADH acts upon where? The tubule to take water. To take water. In this way, from here, the volume of the water is increased in the interstitial cells, and from there, the water gets into what? The circulation. One. Second is what? Angiotensin 2 stimulates what? Angiotensin 2 stimulates the cortical part of adrenal gland, from where aldosterone is produced. Aldosterone stimulates certain cells of what? I should say the distal part of the tubule of nephron. And sodium is taken away from these cells. Okay. Suppose this is aldosterone, it gets into these cells, it activates an enzyme, that enzyme gets into what? Into the nucleus, and here on the nucleus it activates certain it activates the product, it activates certain genes, and those genes produce the enzymes which activate the sodium pumps, and sodium comes out. Now we take to the point. As the sodium comes out, the next protein would be activated by the activation of a gene, and here the channels would take the sodium from the glomerular filtrate. The glomerular filtrate, is coming from here. Taken. In this way, aldosterone maintain sodium concentration during that emergency condition. Now, angiotensin 2 also stimulate the brain, and particularly the sympathetic system during during emergency situation, during the fight and flight situation. Your sympathetic system is activated. Those hormones, those neurons which are coming from your sympathetic system, they are activated. They produce what? Noradrenaline. Noradrenaline would activate the production of what? That would produce an action synergistic to beta blockers. In this way again, the blood volume is maintained. Okay, taken? Thank you.